Fantastic. So as a quick summary, we've seen classes and we've created a baddie class, which is a general structure that we can use to create all sorts of different types of baddie. And then we've created an object, in this case Ganon, which is a particular example or instance of the baddie class. Then within that class we've created a property, which is just a variable, just another name for a variable within a class, and set that property equal to 10. And then we've created a method, which is just a word for a function within a class, which makes the baddie more evil, and in this case sets the evilness of the baddie to 20. So this is just an exercise really, this video, for you to practice this. So what I want you to do is create a new class, so from scratch, and try and do it without actually referring back to the videos if you possibly can. And definitely do it without copying and pasting from the videos, but create a class which is called baddie as before and set the evilness, the default evilness of a baddie to 10. And then create two different baddies and use methods to change the evilness of those baddies to 15 and 20. So I'll give you a brief gap to pause the video and do that, and then I will run through how I think it would well have been done. Okay, I hope that went well for you. If you've managed to do it, then please post a link in the forums, that'd be great, and I'll take a look. But for now, I will go through how I would have done it. So, as before, we're going to create a baddie class, like that. And we might as well do it straight away. We'll create Ganon again, and we'll make him a new baddie. That's it. And then we'll just make sure that's all working okay. Always a good idea as you're developing something to check as you go along. Great. So we've got our empty baddie class. Now, did you remember how to create your property? We use the public descriptor, mostly because that's the only one we know yet. We'll look at the other ones later on. And we'll have evilness again, and we'll set the default equal to 10. Okay. Now, in this one we wanted two baddies, so I'm going to call the other one Scaldera, and we just use the same command as before. So we've got a new baddie, and then let's have a look at both of those. Scaldera, there we go. Excellent. Let's just put a line break in the middle, or a couple of line breaks, so we can see that they're both the same. So we've got our two objects there, so baddie number 1 and baddie number 2 is how the server sees them, and they've both got an evilness value or rating of 10. Great, so we've now got two objects, both of which are baddies, or are examples of the class baddie. The last thing we wanted to do was set the evilness of each baddie to something slightly different. We had 15 and 20, so we'll create a method. It's going to be a public method, and we use the function keyword, and we'll call this one make evilness. Is that right? Yes. High. And this can be our function which will set the evilness to 15. So we use the this keyword, evilness is equal to 15. That's it. And we won't return anything this time, just to do things slightly differently. And then I will copy and paste that. And we're going to have another method, which is going to be make evilness higher. And that will set the evilness to 20. Okay, so all we need to do is apply those two methods to the individual objects. So let's do that. So we just say Ganon, we'll make him 20, I think. He's probably slightly eviler than Scaldera. So Ganon, make evilness higher. Great, and then Scaldera, make evilness high. Brilliant. With any luck, that'll work. There we go. Fantastic. So our baddie number 1, our Ganon, has an evilness of 20, and our baddie number 2 has an evilness of 15. Brilliant. So I hope you managed to do something very similar to that. Worth noting that this was quite inconvenient. I don't really want to have a different method every time I want to set the evilness to a particular value. So what I really want to do is have a function like set evilness and then give it a certain value, so 80 or 40 or something like that. And we'll see how to do that in a couple of videos' time. But for now, congratulations on having made it through the basics. Let's crack right on and dive into object-oriented programming a little deeper.